Hi, this is Mubin from Wise, and in this video, I want to talk about mistakes that you as a tutor should avoid if you're planning to start or scale a tutoring business. In the past, I've spoken about how to start a tutoring business, how to get the first set of students. But many tutors realize this truth the hard way. And getting the first set of students is easy, but growing consistently is not. I've seen many tutors struggle with growth, not because they're not good teachers, but because they do these mistakes early on. So, in this video, I'll talk about these 5 easily avoidable mistakes that you should avoid at all costs in order to consistently grow your tutoring business. Number one, teaching everything. When you start, it's very tempting to teach math, science, as well as English just to get an extra student. Now, the fact remains parents are not looking for someone who can teach everything. Parents are looking for experts, they're looking for specialists. You want to be known as the best math tutor, best English tutor, or the best SAT tutor. You don't want to be known as someone who can teach each and everything. So, my advice is pick a niche, become an expert there. It will also help you in keeping your marketing, your collaterals more focused. Pricing too low. Now, many tutors price themselves too low in the beginning, again, in the interest of getting more students. Now, this is problematic for multiple reasons. Number one, pricing is often associated with quality. If you price yourself too low as compared to the market, you might be perceived as a tutor who is just not good enough. And number two, the idea is to increase pricing later once you get more students. That's more easier said than done. Once a parent or student or your audience gets used to a certain price that you're charging, it will be very challenging to increase your price down the line. So, my advice is to start with a fair price, which is representative of the market that you're operating in. And if you want to lower your price in the beginning, lower that through discounts. So, have like a higher marked price and have like a 30% limited time discount on that and start with that instead of just starting with a lower price. Number three, not having a website. Most new tutors think that they don't need a website. They will rely on word of mouth and referrals to get the first set of students. While they are correct, they will get more students through word of mouth and referrals. But the fact remains like even when you are recommended, as a tutor to a parent, the parent would go online and search for you. And at that point, if you have a website, they can read about you, read about your expertise, and even if you have some testimonials on the website. This builds trust and improves conversion. So, having a website positions you as a more professional tutor and not someone who is just doing it as a side hustle. So, my advice is to have a website, even if it is a very simple, minimalistic website from day one, and in the long term, as you grow from a solo tutor to a full fledged tutoring business, having a website will always be an advantage with regard to your SEO or content strategy in the long term. Number four, not having a tutoring software. I made a dedicated video about it, how solo tutors feel that they don't need a dedicated tutoring software. My advice is to always go for a tutoring software, similar to what I said about having a professional website, because once you have a tutoring software, it helps you in two ways. One, it frees up a lot of time, like you're not manually sending invoices or reminders or messages to your students. Everything is automated. And second, it also elevates the experience of your clients, students, and families. They would perceive you as a professional tutoring service than just as an individual. So it's a difference in perception of being an individual or a professional business. So my advice is to invest in a tutoring software. It really ups your game and really sets a solid foundation as you look forward to growing your tutoring business. Number five, ignoring student progress tracking. Now, many tutors, new as well as old, do not track student progress. They would just focus on the sessions or the specific topic that the student may need help with. Now, the problem with not tracking student progress and not sharing it with families is that the students will not see results, and families may feel that these lessons or sessions are not working. So, you don't need to do something very complicated. It's as simple as giving regular homework, tabulating the results, and sharing that progress with the families. While doing this will ensure that families feel involved in their child's tutoring, they can see measurable progress that their child is making, and they are more likely to refer you to other students who are seeking similar tutoring. I hope you found this video helpful. Avoid these 5 mistakes early on, and growing your tutoring business will become much easier. So, to summarize, what you need to do is you need to focus on a niche, you need to price yourself right, you would also need to have a website, a professional looking website. Try starting using a tutoring software as early in your journey as possible, and always track your students' progress, because that is the final measure of the impact of your tutoring. If you do these 5 things, you've done what more than 90% of the tutors do not do, and you're already on path to growing your tutoring business.